What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Life Cycle of a Trade, the series where we break down the thought process behind trade entry, trade management, and closing order. In this video, we are going to cover a short call spread. All right, so looking to diversify a little bit with a short delta position here. I'm relatively flat delta with the other positions that I've put on recently. So getting a little bit of short delta in a name just to kind of hedge some of the delta that I have. I have some strangles and whatnot that would gain some long delta into the downside move, and also looking to put on another long delta position. So this trade, I'm looking for some short delta. One of the stocks that has stuck out to me here in the last couple trading sessions is Meta. Meta is trading at 570 right now. All-time highs. It's had a significant rally. I mean, we got into the 500 handle just a couple weeks ago. We were as low as the 450, 460 range. It's had a monster move. It does have earnings coming up here sometime in the middle of October, but I don't mind selling a defined risk call spread in Meta here, even into earnings. So when I look for a short call spread or a short put spread, I typically go somewhere around the 30 delta for the short option. So here on the upside, of course, I'm going to the November monthly, 50 days, 51 days to go till expiration, our typical wheelhouse. I typically look around that 30 delta. That puts us up at 625, about $55 out of the money, another 10% move to the upside until I get tested. 625 call. The width of the call spread depends on your risk tolerance. So you can go as tight as $5 wide if you don't want to put a lot of risk on the table, $300 and change. I typically like to go about $10 wide in this account. If you have a larger sized account, you can certainly go wider than that. You can go naked if that permits in your account. But for me, I'm going to move this to a $10 wide spread here. The 625, 635. You can see when you go around the 30 delta for the short option, it'll trade somewhere around 1/3 the width of the strikes. So here you could see it's trading at about $2.50. It's about 25% of the width of the strikes. Depends on volatility. It depends on where your short strike is. If you move the short strike to the 40 delta, you'll definitely collect 1/3 the width of the strikes. This is just a pretty typical mechanical entry point for a short call spread. Has about $2 in theta decay, pretty decent potential return on capital. This is a trade that, I would want to manage at $50 to $100, about 25 to 50% of the max profit here is kind of my target, depending on how quickly it happens. If you get a $10, $20, $30 down move in Meta, this would certainly be hitting profit targets. So I'm going to see if I can get filled here above the mid price at 245, and we can work it from there if we don't get filled. No fill there. 243, so 2 pennies below the mid price here. I had to work that one a little bit. Slightly short skewed, short delta position in Meta. 51 days to go till expiration. We've had a couple earnings reports this morning. Microsoft down 20 and change here, as well as Meta down about 15, 20-ish at the lows today. This spread has worked out nicely into this move. We were about a scratch yesterday, so we can actually see this. If we pull up the change yesterday, this option moved about $14. This moved about $12, so this is about a $2 change in price. So when this was currently at $1.33. This moved about, let's call it about $1.70. So it was probably marked at about a 70 or about $3 total in value. And I'm just going by the net change, which is based on the last price of the option at the close. So at, 14.30 minus 12.40-ish, we'll say $1.90. which puts this position at $3.10. So yesterday we were marked at about a 70-cent loser. This morning, with this move, obviously in our favor, we're now marked at about a $100 profit. So it's had about a $2 swing total after earnings. Great little trade for us here. Time to go. So for this position, just to close it, we'd buy back the 625. We're selling out of the 635. And then we will do this at, let's try and get a little bit less below the mid price here and just work our way up here. Stock's rallying a little bit, which is going against us. That's why our price continues to go higher here. You can see the stock is only down 15 now. There we go. We got filled at 131 on that short call spread. Made $112 on it. It was a nice little trade, little Johnny trade there.